Hello, welcome back to Mik'd. Today is Wednesday, November 12th. We got a great show for you today, bringing a lot of energy, a lot of the same conversations we're going to continue to have until there's some news, right? No news. Is no news good news or is no news bad news? I don't know. There's been no news, not only here at LSU.
Send news.
There's been, well, you can send news. There's been no news everywhere around the country on all the coaching openings. There's been a lot of rumors. There's been a lot of conversation, but there's been no decisions on anybody yet, and I think for LSU's sake, that's probably a good thing. But we have a lot to talk about. Obviously, it's Wednesday, so it's Ask Mikey and Mitch. Throw your questions in the chat if you have any for us. We'll be happy to answer them. We're going to talk a little bit, obviously, about LSU-Arkansas game. There is a football game this weekend. Yes, LSU is not in the playoffs. No, the season cannot be canceled, and you have to finish season. And I know 8-4 is not great. It's pretty average, but 8-4 is better than going 6-6. So you got to play the game this weekend. 11:45 start against Arkansas. Hopefully you win that game. You move on. You maybe upset Oklahoma at the end of the season on the road. And you end the season 8-4, and you move on to the coaching hires and a new regime. God bless you.
Thank you. I'm allergic to losing.
A new regime in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So we're going to talk about that. Van Buren came out and said that he is going to play. Obviously, it's the last game he can play or participate in before he burns his red shirt. That's been a big debate. We're going to talk about whether he should or should not burn that red shirt. We're also going to obviously talk about the coaching search, not just here at LSU, but around the country. There's a lot of openings. There's going to be a lot of movement happening. There's a lot of rumors going around. Don't believe everything that you read or hear.
Or can gamble on.
Or can gamble on. Listen, we're going to talk about this a lot today. Vegas knows how to make money. They do, right? They are putting out these obscene lines. Not the lines that you like, Lloyd. Betting lines on who the next coach is going to be and these favorites and all these. Nick Saban, favorite, right? They have never been right on these things. And we're going to go back and talk. Our friend Peter Burns from SEC Network tweeted earlier today about some of the betting odds for some of the big coaching hires over the last 6 or 7 years. And you'll see a common theme there that the favorite and the coaching hires are never the ones that are actually hired. And honestly, majority of the time, the ones that are hired weren't even on the list to bet on. So don't believe everything that you hear about that. But we will talk in detail about what we like about the coaching search and what we've heard, if we've heard of anything so far. We're also going to talk a little bit about the little lawsuit that we got going on. BK versus LSU.
Who would have thought?
That is something that I think was expected to happen.
Prick.
But it's something that if we're going to listen to the media and we're going to go about what's being talked about, what's being said by the attorneys and all these lawyers that are on Twitter that are telling you about how fucked LSU is and all this kind of stuff, let's pump the brakes there. I think we've seen, if you've paid attention to the world, we've seen how a lot of these things pan out. There's a lot of going back and forth. There's a lot of he said, she said, this happened, this didn't happen, wrongfully accused, this is whatever. And then at the end of the day, there's an agreement and there's a settlement and everybody moves their separate ways. So I believe that's what's going to happen again. We'll talk about that throughout the course of this show as well. Again, it's Wednesday. Throw your questions in the chat. Ask Mikey and Mitch. We got Lloyd here looking great. Hair's got a lot going on there.
God.
You didn't want to put yourself on camera with that?
I don't mind it.
Yeah,
it's
producer, it looks good.
Yeah.
You've been working hard.
I licked my fingers.
There you go. Nice. Get a little gel in there.
Yeah, little jelly beans.
Yeah.
Like, what is it? What's the movie? Franks and Beans?
I've never heard that movie. Seen that movie.
He zips his dick up in his pants.
Don't know.
Come on.
I have no idea. Keep going.
Forget asking about Mary, something like that.
Oh, something about Mary.
Something about Mary. I was getting that and forgetting Sarah Marshall confused.
Yep. Okay. Yep. I've seen
But
that.
Yeah, because he.
I know what you're saying now.
That's not what I did.
Oh, I'm glad. Thank you for not doing that.
You've been here the whole time.
Yeah, that would have been weird.
We'd never do that on company.
That would have been very weird.
Love to get paid for
We're
it,
joined by Lloyd, obviously, who's bringing his antics. We're also joined by our two-time national champion, once in football, once in baseball. First-round draft pick by the Chicago White Sox. Pundit for SEC Network on the baseball world. Our co-host, Jared Mitchell. Jay Mitch, welcome back.
Oh, the Chris Collinsworth slide in.
I missed you. Everybody missed it, though.
You missed it.
Everybody missed the slide in. I love that.
Trying to give me a good slide in right
That's
there.
it. Jerry, what we got on all the stuff that's happening around, right? Like, obviously, we're going to get to the LSU-Arkansas game in a little bit. But I think the main thing is LSU can't really stay out of the media right now. A lot of it is self-inflicted. Some of the stuff that's happening now is just stuff that's being thrown around from everybody else. But LSU opened themselves up to that by the way they handled the situation with Brian Kelly, right? I don't think everybody's arguing the firing of Brian Kelly. I think a lot of people are arguing how he got to the fire, how the firing happened, and the steps that were taken or not taken to get rid of him. And now you're looking back and you're kind of facing the repercussions of those missteps. Right? And so now Brian Kelly, and as I think anybody would, hey, I kind of want my $54 million, actually, now that I think about it. If you're going to try to fire me for cause, which means I don't get paid anything, I'd rather get the 54, which makes me believe that, hey, if you start at 0 and I start at 54,
it's a long bridge to cross.
There's a middle ground there that everybody's okay with. And I think that's kind of where we're heading to. Do you agree or disagree with that?
100%, bro. Like, I mean, like, at the end of the day, Brian Kelly's been in the business for 30 plus years. I'm sure he has and has worked with lawyers who have done a lot of things for him that needed to be done. And I'm not even trying to say like they're above or under the law, whatever they are, right? Like he's got people on payroll that he's paid that he's paid that have had to do things for him as well. If I've been in the game and I know the business as well as he does, right, as I'm sure that he does, and I know competition, and I know the things it took for me to get to the spots that I've gotten to where I was making $10 million a year, one of the premier universities in the country. And you're telling me you're going to fire me with cause and with all of this stuff so I either don't get paid or I get a severely reduced amount of what my buyout is supposed to be? There's probably a good chance that I'm not just going to go, you got me, I'll go home. That's my guess, right? Like, that's probably what I would do. So if I got a decent lawyer, I'm going to pick up the phone and I'm going to call him and I'm going to say, hey, this is what we got going on. Whether it's true or not, can we combat it? Can we find a way to either get me my full payout or make it to where we bridge, settle, and meet in the middle? That's what I would do. And I'm sure that's probably what's going on here. He ain't just going to tuck tail and go home. So if this is a way for him to be able to, I guess, find the loophole to be able to say you didn't fire me correctly, well, hell on LSU and shame on LSU for giving him that open door. Because something that should have probably been done correctly. And if it isn't, well, we're going to see where this thing falls. But I would imagine he's trying to find a way to settle, to either get more than he was offered, or if he wasn't offered anything at all, to get something in this whole situation. Correct. That's my guess.
Correct. And I think that's what's going to happen, right? I think there's a very slim chance that this goes to an actual arbiter.
Oh, I want it to, though.
Like, I feel like this is going to be settled outside of the courtroom. And I don't know how long it's going to take, but I do believe it's going to be settled outside of the courtroom. But regardless of how it's settled or when it's settled, it does not look good for LSU. It's just another thing that LSU is in the media for that is not positive for the school. Hopefully we're sitting here on November 12th. You have 3 games left in the season, right? There's a lot of season to be played after that LSU will not be a part of. And so I believe that you will start seeing some movement in the coaching searches around the country within the next week or two.
Luke Fickell.
No. But I don't think you're going to see anything happen with LSU until the actual season's over with. But for LSU's sake, you got to have some positivity. So you got to go and find somebody that you like, that's going to be good, that you're going to hire, and say, okay, now we move on. Let's start building for the next year. Yes.
Question in the back to your left over here.
Speak.
Oh, yes. Is there any world in which this scenario that LSU has painted itself into is on purpose? Like,
oh, this is your tinfoil hat thing?
I'm just wondering.
Well,
like,
let me ask
how
you
is
this.
How is this your way out?
But let me ask you this: how, if it was on purpose, how would that be of any benefit to LSU?
That's what I'm wondering. Like, is this not a colossal? Maybe. Obviously, there's one of two ways to look at it: that you're playing 4D chess, and it's like, oh, look, we fired you, we got you out the building, but you actually weren't fired this entire time. And
but see, I don't believe
now
that
we
as
can
well.
get the. I think that's what I'm saying. And now we can get our – it feels like you would have your ducks in a row for firing with cause throughout the entire – like that was you were going to do that regardless. Like you were going to offer a settlement. He doesn't take it. Obviously, there's reports that they offered $20 million, $30 million. Now it's like, you know what? We're going to court because I'm not taking anything less than $53 million, even though he said he was open to settling if the price made sense, which could have been $52 million to him.
Right.
And so if you're LSU, if you're going to publicly denounce the man and fire him, did you have a plan in place or is this Scott Woodward acting rogue?
So if you're saying they're doing this because they feel like they have enough evidence on him to be able to substantiate what the reasonings of firing, right?
Right. Because I would go through it and
I would imagine that they have something that they can use and leverage.
They didn't want to.
Right.
Because we offered you a buyout.
I don't know that, but I would imagine based off of – now you have to remember there was a lot of – you didn't have a president making a decision. You had a lot of – it happened in a very messy public –
You had an athletic director that apparently made the call by himself.
Very
messy
that got fired. Public way, right? The guy who made the decision to fire him is no longer there. The governor who opened his mouth and got involved, he has muted himself, which is a positive. You didn't have a president. You now have a president. You have a lot of new pieces, but
and
a lot of old
AD
pieces
that's
that
not
are still
an AD,
there.
but it is the AD.
Correct, right? So you had a lot of things happening that made it very messy. Now, I find it very hard to believe, no matter how messy it was, that you're going to go out and say we're going to fire a man for cause and not have anything to substantiate that. I find that hard to believe. So I do believe they probably have something that they can leverage and say, well, look, this is what we got. They're not going to tweet about it and say, oh, this is all of the reasons why we fired him for cause, because that would be a very horrible negotiating tactic by LSU. That would not be very good. So the fact that you haven't heard a ton from LSU officials coming out and saying this or that or whatever, probably a good thing.
And I guess you're letting the court of public opinion do its thing because
That's what
everybody
lawyers
has a Twitter.
That's what lawyers do.
Everybody has an opinion. Everybody has apparently sources. Everybody's how many people know somebody that's on the board? It's unbelievable. Like, my buddy knows the guy that's on the board of supervisors, and he said, but also, if you let all this play out publicly, the information about Brian Kelly is not, you can roll over a couple of rocks and get some theories about, and that's what I would do if I was like, this is what people are saying about you.
Correct.
So that's the situation that you're playing in, right? For LSU side is, like you said, the court of public opinion, or however you're choosing to go about this thing. Everybody knows somebody in Louisiana, and whether the stories are true or right or wrong or halfway true or a little bit true, things are gonna come. They're gonna start coming out. They're gonna start being put out there, and that's now some of his personal life or whatever it is that they feel like they have cause for being able to not pay him. Some of this stuff or the things surrounding some of this stuff may start coming out. And that stuff you probably don't want. It's the egg on the face you probably don't want if you're Brian Kelly. But on the same side, if it's not substantial, if you can't come out with real stuff, if it becomes longer and longer that this goes on, well, Brian Kelly at that point is now winning. because what he wants to do in this is two things. I want to get as all of my money or as close to as much of my money as I can. That's one. Two, and the second thing he wants to do is he knows the longer this drags out, the harder it's going to make on the search for LSU, because now it's going to look like you're the cheapskate who does not want to pay their coaches.
Correct.
Who does not want to honor the contract that they signed off on.
Correct.
So it's twofold for him, and that's the situation that you're in. So it's now, all right, for LSU, if you have cause, and I'm with Mikey on this, I do think that if you feel that you can fire a coach in this way, you probably have something that makes sense. And it's probably in your best interest to keep that as locked tight as possible.
Correct.
How you going to go about it? That's what we're going to have to find out in the coming weeks till however long this thing takes.
Correct. And look, the court of public opinion is what it is, right? You're going to make your own assumptions, you make your own opinions. A lot of times facts come out and they still have that doesn't really change their opinion because you believe that the facts are wrong or whatever it may be, right? And so things are going to play out. There's going to be other things that come out later on, right? If they end up having to go to court, you're going to get everything laid out, right? And if there was reason to fire him for cause, that is going to be public, and then that's going to be, oh, okay, well, then they're right. Like, hey, this guy was going to Florida on off weeks. This guy wasn't really doing a ton of coaching.
Is that cause?
There was. I mean, I guess you're not doing
would that have to be mandated in the contract?
Yeah, I guess that would be, but like
a lot I don't think that would be the cause.
No, that wouldn't. That wouldn't be cause. I'm just saying there would be things that
you could paint a picture.
They would paint that's my point. They would paint a picture and saying this guy wasn't doing the duties that he hired him to do with the contract that he signed. Now, the actual cause stuff, obviously the infidelity clause, all that type of stuff. Or is it morality? It's a morality clause, what they call it.
Yeah,
I guess infidelity would fall
under morality.
Into the morality thing. So, like, if they have evidence of some of those things happening,
that's what he doesn't want to
imagine,
or he doesn't care, And there's a huge. I mean, we talked about this guy that I don't know how he seems to be a little bit jaded against LSU. This lawyer on Twitter, where he's saying like this has never worked in the school's favor for trying to fire a coach for cause whenever they're being sued by the coach.
But he tried to bring up the Auburn oh, no, he didn't try. I saw another article. No, keep going.
Yeah, I'd say it doesn't feel like LSU has much precedent to be able to win this, because if they do play it out publicly, which I hope does happen, I would like for it to be public and like on court TV. Like I want all of it.
Judge Judy?
Yes. Anything. Anybody. Just a camera. Just one. Like, what's the difference between, like, OJ was on TV. We can get this thing, like, to be covered by the news.
Yeah, because this is the same thing.
It's close.
Not anywhere near it.
But if LSU is willing to go down this path, like you said, there are some things that you would have to think that they know that Brian.
There has to be.
And Brian Kelly is, I guess, going, I'm okay with whatever you say about me. Pay me my money. Because
but I don't think he is.
I don't know.
I don't think that he is, man. I really don't think that he's okay with it. I think he understands that there's a procedure, and it's, hey, listen, as long as this doesn't come out from confirmed sources, rumors are rumors. And as long as you've been in this world of basically, I mean, college sports, obviously pro sports, college sports, however you want to look at it, in a public eye like this, you've dealt with a ton of rumors. I think rumors is the last thing you're really worried about until it comes from a confirmed, real source. So as long as these things sit around as rumors, and it doesn't matter how maybe true the rumor is, as long as it sits around as rumors, he don't really care about what Baton Rouge thinks. He cares about, hey, this next job I might take, or whatever that may be. I need my name to be as clean as possible for that, but I also want as much as I can get. So if I can drag this thing out, it don't look good for LSU either. And that's what they're looking for when they're trying to find the successive coach. They're trying to find the next guy. So it's it's like a game of chicken at this point. Like, who's going to crack first? Who's going to give up? Who can work first? But he doesn't. I guarantee you, man, like, you got to think about it this way. Whatever he's been selling, whatever he's been telling his players, his coaches, and standing in front of people, if he's been doing other stuff behind the scenes that don't align with that, but he is looking for another job, like say if he continues to want to coach, maybe go into TV, whatever it is, it's probably not the best to look to be able to land that next job. So unless he wants to go buy a private island and never be seen again, I highly do not believe that he wants whatever they're trying to get him on to come out. I just think he wants to try to find middle ground to be able to get as much as he can out of it.
I agree. And honestly, for LSU's sake, the quicker they can get through this, the better. But all of this happening on one side, you have the other side where you have to go and you have to hire a new head coach, right? And so these things are happening simultaneously, which is never good. Luckily, you have attorneys and legal people on one side, and you got the other people who are going to make,
You have to pay them.
Yeah, but it's fine. You pay them. And then you have to figure out who the next head coach is going to be, right? And I brought this up because these betting sites they know what they're doing, and they are putting out clickbait so that you can go and put some bet money on the coach that you want to have here, right? There hasn't been a coaching search when these betting sites come out that have been accurate. Let's go through it. 2021. Got rid of O. Mel Tucker, Lane Kiffin, you go all the way down there, right? All these people were on this list. Who wasn't on the list?
Brian Kelly.
Okay. You go down to Arkansas, 2019.
So imagine the money that was made on this list, too.
Correct. All these coaches on the list. Who'd they hire in 19 in Arkansas?
Sam Pittman.
Where is he? You see him?
Nope.
Don't see him. Okay.
Houston Nutt's on there, though.
Houston Nutt's on there. You go to Florida State, 2019. Who'd they hire? Norvell.
Mike
Norvell. Nowhere to be seen on this list. Right? Alabama, 2024. Who'd they hire? Kalen DeBoer on the list. Plus 5,000 on the list. Right? So, USC. This was the big one, 2021. Everybody wanted Lincoln Riley here. Lincoln Riley, nowhere on the list. Hired him. So they do all these things. You can keep going down the list. Tennessee's on there too. They make these lists. They put all these guys that are good names and they're fun to bet on. Oh, this is the guy we want. They make a bunch of money, but they don't put the guy who they probably think is going to get the job or may potentially get the job on the list so they don't lose any money on them betting on those guys.
If you bet on this, you're a grade A jackass.
Correct. Now, let's go to the current list that we currently have, right? LSU Tigers' next full-time head coach, Nick Saban, 2-1 odds. Check him off the board. He ain't coming. Now, I would love for that to be the situation. I would fucking love that. He ain't coming. Just take him off the board. He ain't happening. Lane Kiffin, 15-4, plus 375 odds. Okay, you can keep Lane on there. Joe Brady ain't coming. Take him off. Dan Lanning ain't coming. Take him off. James Franklin ain't coming. Take him off. Jimbo Fisher ain't coming. Take him off the list. They are putting names on there that make you want to say, oh, maybe there's a relationship there. John Gruden ain't coming. Take him off the list. Marcus Freeman, I don't think is coming. Take him off the list. This is the old list.
Urban Meyer.
This is the old list.
When?
That's the old list because you see John Summerall's at the top of that list.
This is from October 27th.
Yeah, if you keep going down, if you looked into Twitter, if you go down probably like 6 or 7 more tweets.
There we go.
So on this current list that we're about to put back up there. Yeah, I mean that's a shortened list, but like I think you can keep Lane Kiffin on there. I think you can keep potentially Clark Lee. I don't think he's gonna get here. I don't think Summerall is gonna be the guy, but you can put Brent Key on there. Keep Dillingham and keep saying no. And I think Eli Drinkwitz. Is the most interesting one for me, and we've talked about that a lot. But based off of the historical betting odds, I do not believe that the head coach at LSU is on this list.
Yeah, Eli Drinkwitz on this?
He's at 25-1.
Okay.
Yeah, they should have one more option that says or not on this
or the
list.
field.
At plus 10,000.
Like I just don't think that guy's going to be on the list. I just don't think he's on the list. Now, if you go get Lane, that's great. I think everybody wants Lane. I think it's minus 300 odds to go to Florida. If you're Florida fans, I'd be very discouraged about that because obviously it doesn't ever work out that way. So it doesn't look great. Oh, Lincoln Riley on there too. 45-1. Tell you what he's not doing. Coming here.
Joe Brady at 4-1 is insane.
That's my point. It's clickbait.
Yeah.
It's clickbait. but people are putting money on this.
That's what I said. If you put money on this, you're a certified jackass. Like, I don't even know what website, like BetOnline AG. I know it's a real site that I guess you can gamble on nearly anything on there, but if you took $1 on every one of these coaches, you might just lose $2, $4, $6, $8, $10, $12, $14.
Right.
If you did $10 on everybody, you'd lose $140.
Correct.
Because I don't think that any of them are on this.
I don't. Now, there's a few maybe, but
Jimbo for sure.
Out.
On.
No.
Scott, Hail Mary.
He ain't here anymore.
I know, but he's going to work the week.
Jimbo ain't coming. All right? We ain't hired. The Jimbo's not going to get the offer. I don't know where they go. I really don't. But I will say this. As bleak as it looks right now, and as much of a mess as it feels like it is right now, I do believe they're going to figure it out.
Wait.
I do. I do believe they're going to go get a guy who is going to be a good coach here. You may not be super stoked about the name, but I do believe that the guy, they're not just going to go and punt and just find the guy and try again later.
Coach O's not on this list.
Coach O ain't coming.
I mean, you could get action on that. Those are the dumbest people on the planet.
You're right, actually.
They would bet on it.
Yeah, they messed that one up. They should have put
I'll
him on there.
contact him.
Yeah,
but
let him know.
With the recent comments by Eli Drinkwitz, do you think that
I'm glad you brought that
turns
up.
people off of him? Because that's where everybody's like, take him off the board.
It should not.
Thank you.
Those are also people who are just a little delusional in some of the way they think. Jared, you know what we're talking about?
No. I need information on these recent comments.
Okay, so Drinkwitz said, I'm going to pull up his exact quote because I don't want to misquote him. Drinkwitz said,
We got to get out of this, it's playoffs or bust. If the season only counts for 12 football teams and we got 127 D1 football teams, that math's not going to math very well. There's a whole lot of a lot to be proud of.
Right, which I don't disagree with him. Listen, his ultimate goal as a head coach is to make the playoff, as it should be for every head coach at any big school with an opportunity to make the playoffs. It should be. But just because you're not in the playoffs doesn't mean the season's over, right? Because you have a program that you have to continue to build on. What's easier to build on a program? Hey, we went 9-3, won the playoff. Won a bowl game, went 10-3, or say, we lost 3 games. We lost our 3rd game in
pack it up
in Alabama. In November, and we packed it up and we went 6-6 because we just gave up. That doesn't look good in building a program and bringing in recruits and saying, hey, look what we did. And 2, it's not the message you want to send to your guys on your current roster. You want to get these guys to continue to play well, play hard. Hey, listen, there's a lot to play for. You're playing for your careers. You're playing to build a program. You're playing for the foundation of the program moving forward. You're playing for a lot of different things that are bigger than yourself, and I think that's the biggest thing, right? He's trying to say, listen, it's not just about you or this one team. It's about a collective team, a group of people doing something that's bigger than themselves and continuing to grow something. And so I have no problem with those comments. It doesn't mean he thinks that, we don't make the playoffs, it's okay. That's not what he's saying. He's saying, hey, just because you don't make the playoffs doesn't mean that the season's for nothing. You go and you win 9-10 games, especially at Missouri. He has a chance to win 10 games for 3 straight seasons in a row. That's never happened. I don't know if it's ever happened at Missouri.
Here's the thing. Here's what I think people need to understand, too, when it comes to that. I do think there's a part of him that understands 2 things can be true at one time in a situation where it's right now, while I hold this seat, while I am the head coach of Missouri, and I'm doing things here that have never been done, please don't start the conversation of look for somebody else because we're not in a championship. Because if you think about it, too, this year, this might have been their best chance to get there, and they're down to quarterback number 3 already.
Right.
So it already kind of puts them out of a situation where they might be in it. So I think that one side of him is saying that. And I also think the other side of him understands that when you take said job in the SEC in today's current climate, to be considered at the top of the SEC, which all of them take the job to do, right? If you want to get paid around the same amount of money of what everyone else is getting paid in this conference, which means it's probably at the top tier of in the country, like, you take the job because you want to be the best in the conference. The best in the conference gets to the college football playoffs, and they're a perennial fight into the national championship conversation. So the other side of it is I also took this job knowing that I don't think anybody or any of these teams or any of these alumni or any of these fan bases or any of these boosters sit here and say, hey, coach, we would love if you just came and gave us like 7 or 8 wins a year. That'd be great, dude.
Correct.
Yeah, we'll sit back and we love that. I don't think any of them are looking at it that way. So I think there's two sides of it that says, I'm going to say this because this helps me while I'm here in this job. But I know damn well also, too, like, if I took the LSU job, the expectations right now, today, and going forward are a little bit different. And that's just is what it is. And if I raise Missouri to a spot to where they're starting to do those things, the expectations in Missouri will be a little bit different going forward.
Right, no doubt. And look, everybody wants Lane Kiffin, right? He's a great coach. He's done a lot of good things. If he had some bad things happen in early in his career, he has a lot of good things happening right now. When he got to Ole Miss, they weren't winning 10 games every year. There were times where they were undefeated and they would go and collapse and lose 2 or 3 games in a row. If he continued to say, okay, well, hey, we lost the 3 games, we're done, and he would go 7-5 and 6-6, and they would just cash in because they didn't make the playoffs and it's not good enough, would he have built the program that they currently have right now at Ole Miss? No. Would he be the hottest name on the coaching search? No. Why? Because he hasn't had success, because they haven't won games. Just because they didn't make the playoffs doesn't mean they're not having success, right? He's built a program. It's taken him some time to get in the situation where they have 1 loss and they have a really good chance of making the playoff. He wanted to make the playoffs every year. The standard in the SEC is to make the playoffs every year. They did not do it. I know Ole Miss is not used to that, but if he had just cashed it in and it didn't matter and he didn't create a culture around the program saying that these games matter because for something bigger than you, they would not be the program they are right now. They would not be able to go and get a lot of the recruits to come in. They would not be able to go, yeah, you could pay them all you want, but if the guys aren't going to go really play for a team that's going to be 5-7 or 6-6 and just give it in and cash in when they don't win some big game, close games. So you have to go out there and you have to play every season out, because if you finish the season strong, it builds momentum moving forward. I have no problem with Drinkwitz' comment.
He has started in 2020 at Missouri. He went 5-5. 21, he went 6-7. 2022, 6-7. 2023, 11-2. 2024, 10-3, and now in 2025, he is 6-3.
And it's a shame that he has his third string quarterback.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I believe if he had the number 2 guy, they probably would have 1 less loss.
But he's only able to make these comments because of he's gone 11-2 and 10-3 and 6, like that. Now there's a standard of performance that people are expecting. He's like, it's not always playoff or bust. I still want to be able to be. You have to establish yourself as a perennial player in the conference, and that's by winning 10 games. Whenever we were just 5-5 and 6-7 and 6-7, and now we're winning 10 games. Missouri becomes a little bit more attractive too.
Correct.
That's how you build a program.
And you know what else?
He's also in a very unique spot too, because he can say these comments just like you said. Look at what he's done the last couple years, right? And then in this year, it's not like they're failing. They're playing good. They haven't won some of these big games they needed to win, but they're down to a third string quarterback.
Right.
They were down to the second string quarterback in the second half of the first game of the year.
Right.
So with those things being the case, it's easy for him to look, because they still have a decent record right now. They're still probably going to sit in the season with 8-ish, maybe 9 wins, maybe close to 10. I don't even know exactly where they're at right now. But with that being the case, you can look at him and say, well, he's not underperforming. He just don't have the pieces. They had some unlucky things that happened, and he's still holding a standard at this program. Right? And so he's in that very unique spot to where it's not like, hey, you're having a down year, you're having an underperforming year. Of course you would say that right now. I understand what I've done. I understand why we are where we are, or why there's a big reason as to where we are, right? And I'm the one that could come out and say something like this right now, because people will accept that because of the equity that I've built up and because of what you watched us do this year. And even in the losses they've had this year,
right,
they've had chances to win.
Right.
They've been in those ball games.
Correct. And now some people look at that and say, oh, well, you have to wistand that. You have to be able to overcome some of that stuff if you're a good coach. I think we'd all agree that John Harbaugh is a pretty good coach in the NFL, right? A lot of success, Super Bowl winning coach. He lost his quarterback for a substantial amount of time this season. They're 1-5 without him. They bring him back in there. They win 3 straight games. They're 4-5. My point, I know it's college and NFL, but my point is when you lose your quarterback, who is your most important player on your team, that's hard to overcome. And they've played admirably with their backup. They played great with their backup, and they've played hard with their third string. They don't have a ton of left there. You don't carry 5 capable quarterbacks on the roster. That's just not possible. So I like Drinkwitz. I think Drinkwitz has done a really good job. And here's the other thing. When you win games and you build a program, people who donate to you and people who want to give money to you, they see that. Hey, look what he's doing. I know from people that I've talked to, the one thing that Drinkwitz does really well, he's able to raise money for the football team. You say, well, he shouldn't have to do that. He's at Missouri. So he's got to use all the resources that he can to go and bring money to the program, get funding from the state to come to Missouri. I know on good authority that he's doing that himself. He is going and lobbying for this stuff himself and getting it. That's a huge thing for me. If you have a head coach that is that invested and he's going to go out and he's going to do it on his own time, go out there and be able to bring some resources back into the university from the state because he's going out there and he's fighting for it and then still getting the guys to believe in him and still win games, I'm on board with that guy. You know what I mean? Like, that guy wants it. That guy is going to go out there and do everything he can to make sure that his team is successful, and that's all you can ask for. And you don't get that if you cash it in when you have 3 losses and you're not in the playoffs. So I have no problem with him saying that at all. I'm glad you brought that up, Lloyd.
Yeah.
What do you feel about that?
Well, I think it's a message to your team in the current state that you are. Because LSU, what have we talked about? You 4 losses, you're 1-4 in your last 5 games, and you go, well, what are they playing for? Let's fast forward to the end of the year. Eli Drinkwitz is trying to say, we're trying to establish a culture here. He's pitching a message to his team by saying, not all his losses because you make look, we wanted to make the college football playoff. We did. Obviously, that's the goal for everybody. But just because you don't make the playoff doesn't mean it wasn't a successful season. And you want to keep the guys that are on your roster currently to be able to either come back or to continue fighting for a year in which ultimately it makes him look better. But it's a way to keep the team together and to say, look, we're still playing for something. That's playing for Missouri.
Right.
As opposed to, if you don't make the playoff, it's over.
And here's the deal, dude. You got to play for a little bit of pride, right? I think.
Well, that's what's been lost in all of this. It's like, oh, you didn't make the playoff, pack it up.
Right, and
that's where LSU is. That's what you're asking Frank Wilson to be, hey, keep this whole thing together.
Brandon Taylor said it great.
Yeah.
If we can't go to the party, you can't go either.
Yeah.
Right? That's a culture thing. Hey, listen, we didn't play the way we wanted to play. We didn't win the games that we thought we should be winning, and we didn't have the season
Not
that
the
we
way you saw the
anticipated
season going.
Huh?
Not the way I saw it. No.
But you know what? I got enough pride. I like the guys. I love the guys that I play with. They're my brothers. We're going to go make sure that we put ourselves in a position to say we're going to ruin your season. Because I want to win for the guy next to me. That's building a culture. That's having the right people in place. It's not about the wins and losses. The wins and losses are going to come. Nick Saban talks about all the time, it's process-oriented, not result-oriented, right? Yeah, the results sometimes don't work out your way, but if you believe in what you're trying to do and you stay in the course, you stay in the process, the wins are going to come. And so that, to me, is what that message means.
And clearly they've inspired something when Van Buren's willing to burn his red shirt.
Listen,
good
I'm
segue.
glad you brought that up because that's exactly where I was turning this thing to. It's a great segue by you, Lloyd, because the way I see it, too, is we've gotten to a point somewhere in society where we think we have mentally we can come up with the results and or the solutions for everything before they happen. So we think we know better than what actually is going to happen. Sometimes there is the mindset of, hey man, I'm here to do what I said I signed up to do, right? Because it can't always just be about you. So realistically, for the most part, and look, you got to understand this too. I understand this, man. Yes, there would be some protecting. Yes, there would be an opportunity to give yourself, quote unquote, more time. But there is stuff that you can, whoa.
Hey.
But there is stuff you can lose on the front end of that, meaning you don't get those reps. You don't get maybe that one big game that boosts you to maybe that one spot that you should have been, that maybe you don't get a chance to go to if you don't play the rest of the year. Basically what I'm saying is, like, at this point, I'm on board with Van Buren playing, because I think personally at this point, it's kind of that, man, I didn't get picked to play, so I'm going to take my ball and go home situation. Like, nah, dog. You signed up to be on this roster. And the season ain't over yet. So it can't always just be about you just because it isn't the most advantageous for you at this moment. And I think over time, obviously no way of going about something is perfect and 100% for everybody involved. But I think the greater good of things goes better when you just get buy-in. We'll deal with the individual fallout on the other side, or we'll deal with the individual success on the other side. You just have to have buy-in.
Correct. And look, with the NIL and transfer and all that kind of stuff and all this money, I understand people say, oh, sit out. You're going to wait to get someone. We're going to waste a year making money, all that. I understand that. But at the end of the day, he had 8 games his freshman year that were okay. He had 1 good game.
He had 2.
2 good games. 1 against Georgia, which is that's the film that everybody wants to look at. Look at the potential he's got. The plan was for him the red shirt this year. It may not happen. He's going to have 2 full seasons left. If you have the ability to go put good tape out there and play for the guys, play for the team that you're with, and play hard and play well and do things and help them win games, I would imagine, as somebody who is looking for a quarterback, if he's not going to be here next year, I would put value in that. I would spend more money on that guy. Hey, this guy, from the public's perception, had nothing to play for. Could have redshirted, could have been about him. He wanted to go out there. He wanted to play. He wanted to do the things to better himself and better the team. They won games that he played. He looked good doing it. And now he's in the portal, and there's going to be a lot of teams that are going to come out and get him. Right? And if he's not good, and if he doesn't play well, I'd imagine he's still going to have an opportunity somewhere. But he's going to have 2 full years of eligibility left, and I think that's fine.
Well,
I'm happy he's playing.
And you have to
look.
The devil's advocate.
He's got 1 game left, so he could play this one and decide to pull the shoot after. I don't think he's going to do that. But
not after that. Like, you can't come back from this now after you publicly said
right.
he's willing to play in every game. Now, LSU could look out for itself. You still have 1 more card to burn.
And redshirt him for
and,
you.
And, like, we're going to do it for LSU. But because if you do play him, you do open up that opportunity. Like, it's kind of twofold. It could either be we're not playing him because we want to be able to preserve his red shirt so he stays at LSU, and we want to have 3 years with him.
It's a risky move, though, because he may not stay.
And then it could be him going, I want to play. I want to put tape out there to be able to hit the portal, and you didn't let me play, so now I'm definitely leaving.
Right. Or you redshirt him, and he decides to leave anyway.
Right.
So I like that he's playing. I don't think that you're going to see the team quit. I really don't. I think that you're going to see them go out there. Look, it's 11:45 start. The weather's going to be fine this weekend. I think you're going to see them play. Listen, sometimes
it's freeing.
I'm about to say that. Sometimes when the season goes awry and you're still in it, you put a lot of pressure on it to stay in it and win these games. Sometimes whenever you kind of get past that and you're no longer technically in it for the playoffs, it's like a weight kind of lifted off your shoulder. Not saying that's a good thing, but sometimes it's a freeing experience, and you say, okay, fuck it. What else do we have to lose? Let's go out there and just enjoy it and play it. And we got 3 games left. We got seniors who got 3 games left in their career potentially. You have people who may not be here next year. You got 3 games left in the season. So a lot of times they end up playing well because they don't have anything to worry about. And I think that's what you're going to see from them over the next three weeks, especially this weekend.
And that points directly.
There's also like that little bit you gain from Mikey. You can equate this to like baseball, playing in the playoffs, right? Like you go through that whole regular season where, for a lot of times, unless the season really went exactly how you wanted to go, which we all know, like that's not. It's not that it doesn't happen that much, right? So unless the season goes exactly how you wanted it to go, you're always pressing. You're always trying to get something. You're always trying to do something. And then once you get to the playoffs, you're like, all right, weight lifted, these numbers don't matter. Let me just go out there and play. And then shit starts to click all of a sudden, right? And so what I mean by that is like, you go out there and you play hard for the right reasons right now. There may be things you were pressing on during the season that you just couldn't get to, that now you unlock, and that leads you into an offseason and leads you into next year as a better player than what you've played so
Correct.
far and what you've put on film this year.
Correct. It's just it's in a situation like there's just so much more to play for than just, oh, we lost or we won and we can't do anything, because there's a lot of things that these guys can get better at, and the only way you get better at it is by playing. That's it, right? Like, I mean, I guess an example that I can give, like a personal example for me, is like in 2015, I was a rookie playing for Tampa Bay. I was up and down 8 times throughout the course of the year. The year before, I hit 300 in AAA. I had a great year. I was feeling great. I get called up early in 15. I'm up and down. I'm not having a great year in AAA because I'm not there a lot. I'm doing okay in the big leagues, but nothing crazy. Rosters expand in September. We're out. Tampa's out the playoffs. Out of the playoffs. So they expand the rosters. I get extra time to play because they're out. And so they got to see what they got in young guys. That shit mattered to me. Like, hey, this is an opportunity for me to show them that I am a part of their future. Like, I am a guy they can rely on and count on, and I happen to have the best month of my career that month. Hit 360 with 6 home runs from September 1 to October 2nd. So you get opportunities to do things. They would never have seen that had I not gone. If I just said, oh, we cashed it in, nobody's going to play hard. It's whatever. I'm going to go through the motions, get a paycheck, do whatever I need to do. That they would not have seen that, one. I would not have got to experience success in the big leagues, 2, and I wouldn't have had an opportunity to get traded to Detroit after that, because I wouldn't have had anything out there that they can look at and say, damn, look what he can do. And I think that goes for everything. That goes for any sport, right? There's always an opportunity for you to impress somebody. It's cliche. You never know who's watching. It was always a thing when you were coming up. It's the truth, right? You're always being evaluated by somebody, and it's an opportunity for you to do that.
And to take it one step further, when you talk about, like, maybe this is a freeing experience of, oh, the pressure's kind of off of you, I think that speaks to one person. In particular is Garrett Nussmeier. Like, you can stop pressing. You can stop being like, oh, my God. It feels like all the pressure was on me to maybe make sure that this team is going to go as far as I can take them. And you started to see some of that very visibly weigh on him, where it was, I'm not making the right decisions. I'm not leading the team the way I'm supposed to. And it's all coming down on me. And he became a shell of himself, whether it was injury or then it became mentally, where it looked like he has the yips. And now that you're not playing for anything, you can kind of hit the reset button and go, look, okay, it's not what it was supposed to be. That's fine. I have to come to terms with that. I didn't check any of the boxes probably that I wanted to going into this season, whether it be I was a Heisman favorite, national championship favorite, top 10 draft pick, top 5 draft pick, top 3 draft pick, first overall draft pick. All of that is out the door. And so now you can just go back to playing football. And that's why I think they're not going to give up on him, and you're going to see him start Saturday.
Who? Nussmeier?
Yeah.
That's what I was going to ask you. Do you think you see...
You can't put him. The optics of it, I would imagine, of him coming off the bench would be. You can't just jerk him around.
But you also don't want to start him and take him out.
Yeah, I think he comes to terms with that. That it's already happened to me. It's happened to me twice.
But if it happens to him again, he's done.
No, I don't think so. I think it's like this is what it is now. Like, and I think it'll be much more of a 2-quarterback system. Like, that's what was our conversation going into Alabama. Is like, how do you? Because Jared brought it up. He's like, I don't think it'll be. You'll see
packages.
It'll be Nuss. And now we're going to Van Buren because this is not working. Now I think it's very much. It could be a one drive here, one drive there, drive here.
I don't.
Why not?
I'm gonna push back on that a little bit.
Okay, that's what I'm bringing it up because that's
what
I think he would be more than fine with that because he needs to play. He wants to play.
No doubt.
And I don't think his ego is going to get hurt by that anymore.
I think that if you're going to ask Van Buren to be all in and burn a red shirt, you're not going to ask him to do that just to play him sparingly.
Great point.
You know what I mean? Like,
I was specifically talking about Arkansas.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I know. But, like, I do think Nuss goes and starts.
Mm-hmm.
And if he's effective, awesome. He's going to get a drive or two. And if it doesn't look good, Van Buren's in there, and I think Van Buren's in there for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
You're going to see Van Buren play. But you're not, because he has a game, and then he can get redshirted after that. He has one more game to play. But if you're going to ask him to burn it, it ain't going to be a 2-quarterback system the rest of the year.
No, I agree with that.
Jared?
Listen, where they're at right now, I would imagine is this. I think what the game in Alabama showed Nuss more than anything that he probably hadn't showed him in the last, 20 games that he's played since he's been the starter at LSU is that, sir, you can be replaced. And they will replace you before they let you expire your time here and leave. And so with that being said, Mikey made a great point in talking about, I'm not going to ask Van Buren to come out and play a package. But what I'm also not going to do is put Nuss in a situation where, hey, like, well, you're in, you're out, you don't get to show what you really can do, blah, blah, blah. Frank Wilson is going to coach this game to win this ball game, but it's also, I put everybody on notice last week when I pulled the starting quarterback. All y'all asses could get pulled. I'm letting you know right now. So what we do in preparation, week in, week out, day in, day out, and then when we show up to the game, if that's not what you're going to give me, I got the next guy.
Correct.
I'm going to the next guy. Mm-hmm. And so I think now, more than anything, the entire roster, and Nuss especially, understands, hey, let it go. So I think this next game, Nuss is the starter. Van Buren is the backup. And I think Nuss doesn't come out, and it's not necessarily on stats. It's more so on, are you going to let it rip or not?
Correct.
Are you going to play the game the way you're supposed to or not? Because if you don't, I got somebody, bro.
Yep.
If you not gonna go out there and put on film you at your top, then you're wasting your time. You don't need to be out there. You're not helping us, and you damn sure ain't helping yourself. So I might as well just go on to the next guy at that point.
Correct.
And I think that's how they're gonna go about it going forward.
Yeah, and honestly, I think it should be the message is, look, we're gonna go out and try and win every single game that we got left on the schedule. But it's not about wins and losses technically. It's about, hey, are you going to go out there and you're going to put everything you got into playing? And if you're cashed out, I'm going to get the next guy in. Because that's not going to help us win the game. And that's not going to, like you said, that's not going to help you either. So I'll just pull someone out. You'll say you're hurt or whatever you want to say. But if you're not going to put forth the effort that we need for you to go and bring the energy and bring all that, you don't need to play. And I do believe that you're going to have a lot of guys bring energy and play hard and do the things they need to do. But as far as the quarterback position, I'm with you. Nuss, if you're going to – I would rather you go out there and sling it and throw 4 interceptions, honestly, than what you showed me at the back half of the second quarter against Alabama. I would. Like, I want to see you move around the pocket like you did when you came in the second half second half against Georgia 2 years ago when Jaden Daniels got hurt. And you're running and scrambling right, you're throwing balls down the field. Like, show me that guy. It doesn't matter now. Show me that guy. Show me the guy last year where you're sitting and hitting the teeth and you're making throws. Here's
the thing, because that guy, when that guy plays, he plays with anticipation. He plays on time, and he plays within the framework of the offense. And that's the guy that throws for 4,000 touchdowns 4,000 yards and gives you a chance. The guy that's playing right now can't put you above the X's and O's, and that's going to hurt the team right now.
Yeah.
And so if you're going to be that apprehensive, kind of scared, kind of gunshot, I don't want to let it go, thinking about this, thinking about that, it's not going to help you, and it ain't going to help this team. So I might as well just play the next guy.
Correct. Do we have any Ask Mikey and Mitch questions?
We do. We have quite a few.
All right.
Oh man, I'm watching. I hate when you do this to me because I'm ADHD.
You went back and looked at some of the other stuff.
I mean, Georgia if you
just slinging it, dude.
If you changed his name, it wouldn't surprise me. Like, this is not the same person. He's just throwing it up.
But like
anybody can get it. But this is why people were inspired by Van Buren, I believe, because
He
was
came
decisive.
in, and he didn't come in looking scared. He
No.
looked like he knew what he was going to do. Look, was he perfect? Absolutely not. But he did have 3 drops. His numbers would have looked significantly better. He ran for some yardage. He did things that you needed to do. He was decisive in the throws he made.
He was confident. Like that's the one thing you can take away from it is like it made Garrett Nussmeier look like, oh, that's what he's missing. He's missing the magic pill.
If you put them side by side, you would say Garrett Nussmeier's got better arm talent. But if you watch the way they played and some of the throws that Van Buren ripped that ball over the middle in front of between 2 different people, completed the pass like.
That's the throw that they were asking Nussmeier to make on the 3rd down where he ultimately throws it into the ground. It's the same play where Frank Wilson talked about it and goes, we had exactly what we were looking for and we called the right play in that situation and it was open.
Oh, he did talk about that?
Yes. That's ultimately what ended up costing you 7 points, and it could have cost you ultimately a 10-point swing because LSU was in plus territory where you're able to get points there, and that's what they were trying to do because – he's like, we weren't going to play timid. I'm not going into there with 56 seconds left in the ball, the 35 or
with
the 40
timeouts.
With a timeout, a timeout,
and a timeout,
and coach scared. Like that's a situation where you want to be able to go for it and be able to get points
with a 6-year quarterback or 5th-year quarterback,
right? And then you have a look that you feel like you were going to got it, have a play called for it,
open,
and he's got the yips. He sees it, doesn't trust it, doesn't throw it, ultimately spikes it. And now it's the de facto timeout for Alabama who goes down and scores with 12 seconds left.
Correct.
That's the game.
Correct.
So one thing you can't do there.
No.
And that's
I'd rather you take the sack.
That's the other part of the problem. It's like the game has gotten too big for him.
I'd rather
he's
you take
making
the sack
mistakes
there.
he shouldn't make.
Right.
As a 5th-year quarterback.
Correct. All right, ask Mikey Mitch.
That was disappointing. I wonder how many timeouts. What's the fastest? Ask Mikey and Mitch from Lloyd. What's the fastest you can call 3 timeouts? Like, what's the record? LSU's got to be close. I mean, it's the first 3rd down every game.
But here's the deal. It's not just the first 3rd down. It's like
one
of the timeouts was called last weekend was after
you took a delay a game.
After a TV timeout, right? You come back in.
They're not in the huddle.
And you have to call timeout after that.
Should we not be using those 3 minutes that they're giving you, essentially a free timeout, Sage?
It's
you're not ready.
It's just it's the timing. It's like I understand if they got to look and they confuse you and you want to call timeout, fine. I don't understand when you had an opportunity to have a conversation with what we're trying to do. This is the play call that we're having. If you see this, okay, and then call a timeout. I don't understand that.
It should be there should be 20 seconds on the play clock where you're ready. And instead, it's like me playing NCAA, like, I can't fucking make a decision. Oh, he can't go in motion. Oh, God, I'm going to hike it. I don't know who I'm throwing it to. Oh.
Paul Skeens, Cy Young.
Nice.
National League Cy Young. Led Major League Baseball with an ERA of 1.97.
You think he's having a hot dog?
Not quite as good as just slightly better than last. No, not quite as good as last year. I think he had a 1.96 ERA last year.
Oh, is it time to sell stock on Paul Skeens?
I think so.
You should cut bait and trade him to the Yankees.
Think so. Yeah.
Before he gets bad.
All right. Anyway, ask Mikey Mitch.
Ask Mikey and Mitch. First one up from our devoted Ask Mikey and Mitcher, Fonz Farelli. Were red shirts a big thing back in your day?
I'm going to let Jared answer that one because baseball, not so much.
Yeah, I mean, like, they were actually more. You actually saw them a ton more, especially with like freshmen coming in. Redshirt was a huge thing. Obviously, it gave you another year, right? Like, go wherever to play. It is so hard to redshirt, which is why it's so hard for those top tier teams to quote unquote stockpile talent, right? You don't get to tell everyone come here, you'll play, and then they don't get to really play until year 3 of being in a program, right? You don't get to be the starter until year 3 of being in the program, right? But really, at that time, it's their redshirt sophomore year. So that's what things were in the past, where you had a depth chart full of absolute dogs that you were just able to just replenish. Now, because everybody can go play at anywhere in the same year and maybe for a higher dollar amount, it's hard to redshirt because that guy's going to leave and he's going to go play somewhere else, maybe for a better price. So that's kind of what's changed all that. But yeah, red shirts used to really be a thing. And honestly, unless you were going to start and be an impact freshman on day one, it may have been better for you too, red shirts, just so you didn't go and burn that year. So you actually had a 4 or 3 or whatever it was to go and do what you need to do to move yourself on to the next level.
Correct.
And it used to be one game.
Yeah, right.
It would burn your red shirt because remember, was it Travis Daniels that played for LSU? He was 2 quarters away from being able to red shirt. Then they asked him, like, will you play?
He said, yeah.
Will you burn? He said, absolutely. But he was like, I had no clue I was going to play that day.
Right.
Like, I was assuming I was going to red shirt. They called me in on Wednesday and said, there's a good opportunity you're going to have to play.
Yeah.
Will you burn your red shirt? He said, yep. And then you can even go closer to this year with Garrett Nussmeier, the bowl game. He's like, no, he wouldn't be here right now.
Right.
I don't know if that's good or bad. But
Yeah, that's crazy. They changed the rule after that, too. Bowl game doesn't count.
It's the Nuss rule.
Yeah.
Nuss Bowl. Which makes sense. The whole thing's fucking stupid. Whatever. Like, we just listen to these arbitrary rules like, oh, can't play in a bowl game.
Now change it.
Yeah, let's change it. Okay. Makes more sense
That didn't
now.
really make sense now. Let's change that.
Have we ever thought about this? No. Ask Eminem. Do y'all think with all the stupid bullshit happening with LSU football, they're going to use Scott Woodward as a scapegoat? Yes.
I mean, I think that's
He
kind of what you're seeing.
He is a martyr for LSU.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah. Scott did a lot of great things for the university. I get it. The football hire is the most important one. It makes the most sense. So if you want to sit here and say he failed on that one, sure, go ahead. But, yeah, I mean, at this point, yeah, I would imagine that's what's going to happen.
And I hope he gets the credit he deserves for this final act, because not a lot of people would go out this way and absolutely take every bullet they can for the university. And that's what it feels like he's doing.
Yeah.
Oh, I couldn't fire Brian Kelly, even though we all just talked about firing Brian Kelly. Sure, y'all are all in the meeting too. But I'll take that. Sure, if you want to fire him with cause, lay me on the water and walk across me.
Yeah.
Don't get your feet wet.
Yeah. So,
Stud.
yes, to answer your question.
Yes.
C.
X, so duh. Ask Eminem. What do the odds makers know for Saban to be the favorite for the LSU job?
They don't know shit.
They
They know you're going to pay. Or
That's
whoever
it.
will pay.
They know that if you see
somebody's gonna bite.
if you see Nick Saban at the top of that list, someone's going to pay for it and say, "Oh, I want this to happen so bad that I think if I put money on this, it's going to make it happen."
And that's a good price for it, too. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do it.
It went from 75 to 1 to 2 to 1. I gotta hop on it now.
Well, I get
it's about to
plus
happen.
money. Yeah, no doubt.
10 to 120. Who says no? Nick Saban. Alphonse Sorelli. Ask Eminem, what's up, fuckers? Other than LSU sports, what and who are you having to watch and pull for? We're looking
Other
around.
than LSU sports, I mean, I do enjoy college football. So, like, I'm watching college
Gambling.
football as a whole. I mean, yeah, obviously gamble on it, but, like, I do enjoy it. I think that this year is chaotic, so I am paying attention to it because you're going to see teams that, look, I like that Indiana's in there, right? I like that you're seeing some schools that aren't really that don't normally get in there or in there. And I think that over the last 3 weeks, you're going to see some chaos. You're going to see teams upset other teams that, have no business winning. And you're going to see people get knocked out or play themselves into it. So I am keeping up with that. Who am I rooting for? I don't really have a rooting interest other than just I want there to be chaos and I want it to be entertaining.
Yeah, I don't have a true rooting interest, if you will, outside of the SEC, but it's a very jaded mindset of it. Like I feel like Brandon Taylor. If I am putting on purple and gold, or if I'm watching purple and gold play on the weekend, I want to see him spoil some shit. Like, we can't go, y'all can't go either, brother. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to tell you, but you got to take this out. But at the same time, I would like to see some SEC wins or some SEC teams in the dance, because I do believe that it is the toughest conference. Play it in the conference. I know what the conference is about, and I still don't think that it's been diluted enough to not look at as still the toughest conference. So I don't like the conversation that goes on around the country saying that, oh, SEC bias. No, it's not SEC bias. Go look at the damn history. It's not that hard. Go look at what went on. That's how the SEC got there. So with that being the situation, I like to see that. Am I legitimate outwardly rooting for other SEC teams? Not really. I just kind of want to see them win. But I am also just a huge fan of sports and of competition. So yeah, dog, I'm gonna kick my feet up and I'm gonna enjoy whoever the hell's on there, give me some nice smash mouth football, some hard. Just give me that. Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah, correct.
Ask Mikey and Mitch. I saw this post. This is from me, Lloyd, in the chat. Would you like football more? This is what T-Bob was posing on Wake Up Barstool. If they pre-recorded a game, like they pre-recorded the season or the week, and they put the best game in prime time, would that make you want to watch it more or less? Like if you knew that Monday Night Football was a banger every single Monday night. Like I don't know what happens, but I know it's a great game. Yeah.
Nah, I like live sports.
Yeah, I like it live.
Give me live.
What if they lied to you?
I mean, at some point that shit
You
would
just
leak or
figure it
something.
out?
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't. That's
like
a good idea. I just don't think it would work. In theory, it sounds great. I don't think it would work.
I like the live sports.
Yeah, because I think that's part of what makes sports.
Correct.
It's like you're tuning in without knowing that this is
Correct.
going to be a good game. It's like, oh, this is a great game.
Correct.
Also, one more from me, because after you brought up the Indiana football team, and then it made me think of the review, and then I saw 3 straight reviews for LSU Alabama.
What review? The review of the touchdown?
Mm-hmm.
Like the awesome catch?
Right.
Yeah.
Man was right on it.
Great by the referee. We can
thought
trash referees all, but that was a great by the referee.
And then it made me think of the World Series. Also reviewed a play at the plate where it could have very easily been a definitive call for who won the World Series would have been on a review. Is sports better having instant replay, or
It's better.
Are we sure?
It is.
It takes away a lot of cool stuff, and it ruins the momentum of every game.
Look, it does ruin the momentum of it, but I think sports is better because ultimately
you want to get it right.
You want to get it right. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to have a team win a big game because there was a blatantly wrong call that was just blatant, right? And it happens so fast that if that referee wasn't locked in, that easily could have caught him out of bounds.
I think those are okay to be reviewed. I'm tired of watching balls go to the ground or a receiver go to the ground. It's like, I don't know. The more you slow it down, the more it always looks like a drop.
Yeah, I'm for it, but what I do wish they would start implementing, what I do wish would be a thing, is you figure out some kind of a shot clock, right? Since what we call it needs to be overwhelming, clear evidence.
Yeah, right.
To reverse a call, whatever the call may be. Well, there needs to be a shot clock on what it takes to get to that. Because if we got an unlimited amount of time, basically, to kind of figure out if that is the case or not, then it's probably not that overwhelming and clear. So with that being the case, let's put a shot clock on these reviews. Let's make sure we can keep some momentum and we can keep some flow of the game going and run it that way. I think everybody would be fine with that. And I don't think there's many. Think about the times where you've seen it go past, 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, where you're like, I don't know. I think they should take another look at that, or is there now a sixth angle that comes into play that they can piece together? There's never usually that. So let's put a shot clock on it. Can't go past this, and I think everybody would be fine knowing that. Hey, this is how long they looked at it. Let's go.
Make a decision.
Correct.
No, we have Gene Sterator's iPhone from the booth, and this is the view that we now have to pull up. It's like, okay.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. I just wish, especially for baseball. We're sliding off the bag.
Okay, that's a different conversation.
The one I do hate with baseball is if the spikes come off the bag or
so
something
dumb.
or if you slide through and all of a sudden as you're sliding through the cleat comes off, but the shin doesn't stay on, but you don't connect with the base again until your butt hits it, but the glove stayed on you. So now I don't like that one.
Yeah, I don't either.
I would say we get rid of those.
Yeah, me too.
It should just be first to the bag.
Unless he slides off the bag, completely off of it.
You have to slide completely off and past the bag for that. I held if I slide feet first, touch the bag, and you don't beat me there. Now, if I go all the way past the bag and I'm reaching back to grab the bag with my hand, then you could call it. Or if I'm doing that, if I slide past and then as I'm sliding past, I grab hold with my hand. So I'm still connected to the bag and you still keep it on me. And then as I'm still sliding past, my hand comes off and you tag me and I'm out.
Yeah, no doubt.
Cool. I'm fine with that being out.
But
that in between shit, that's crazy, man. I hate that.
Even if you hit a pop-up slide and you go too much and you kind of fall off balance, and if it's in the natural movement of your slide, it shouldn't be reviewed.
It seems so easy. That's what the rule should be.
Yeah.
Because that letter of the law, it bothers the absolute
I don't love
shit
that.
out of me.
I don't love that.
Ask Eminem, Fonzarelli. Other than Skip, Jay, or Paul Maneri, Is there any coach from your history that if they called and asked you for help coaching, you would do it, and who is it?
That's a hard one. In my history, I think I would. I think if Kevin Cash called me and said, "Hey, I need your help." I like Cash a lot. I think he's great. I'd enjoy being around him. I just don't know if I'd ever want to get into coaching.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I want to get into coaching, but I think I would help out Todd Monken.
There you go.
You do love Todd.
I like his style of coaching. I thought he's a really good coach. Obviously, he's doing a good job at where he's at right now and where he's been on his way to where he's at right now. If you didn't know, he was the OC at Georgia for a while, and he is now the current offensive coordinator for the Baltimore Ravens. But I'd help him out because I like the way he went about his shit. He had no problem calling anybody out about anything. So I like that.
Oh, Exoda, $20 super chat. Paul Skeens Cy Young winner. Thank you for breaking the news, brother. Omar Rojas, ask Eminem. Did the NIL money go to Nuss's head? $3 million in 12 months is a big bag.
I don't think that the NIL money.
It was the engagement.
I think it was a combination of a lot of things. I think the expectations that he had, what he thought the season was going to look like, the injury happening, him not being 100%, and him starting off so bad, like so subpar. I think all of that got into his head.
Yeah, I'd go with that too. I think the O-line play, what's in front of him, what's ahead, kind of thinking about all those things, trying to maybe play a little above the skis, trying to do a little too much instead of just staying within himself. And that all cocked in together, it's not a good mix. And I think that all kind of got to him and it hasn't allowed him to play. And then obviously we can talk about the injury as well.
Ask him at him. I know everybody's making a huge deal about the head coaching search, but what are your ideas for offensive coordinator?
I can't make the offensive coordinator hire without the head coaching hire.
Right.
So I can't even, you got to have the head coach before you can say, okay, who do you want to get as the OC, right? Head coach, offensive guy, he's probably going to want to put his guy in there that you probably don't even know about yet. Guys, defensive guy, I can't even begin to tell you OC. Now.
I can't tell you this, though. What I do truly believe is I'm not so much sold on you have to go and get an offensive mind or that kind of guy. Like, yeah, it would be great. And I do think you run the risk of, if it's not an offensive guy, that you'll be looking for the next one, because the wave is to go find the offensive guy. So a lot of people want that to be your next head coach. I think you do need someone to come in to establish a culture, whether that means he's running the defense, whether that means he's running the offense, or he's running neither one of them. He needs to be able to come in, establish a culture, and be able to run point on all of these things. And I think if you find that, you can fit the pieces. Look at back half of Saban's career at Alabama, right? At that point, he had already given up the defense. He had already had a revolving door of offensive coordinators, and it still continued to run as a machine. So I do think you can do it that way if you can come in and establish a culture, and that can be your one saving grace or your 2-0 pitch that you like, or whatever, however you want to look at it. I think if you could find that, I would much rather that, because I do think at this point that there's a ton of offensive coaches who are not cut out to be head coaches. They're great at calling plays. They're great at running an offense. They may not be great at being a head coach. And then if you chase that, you may end up with that, and that's going to be turnover at some point soon too.
3 more. Would Paul Skeens, with the news of him allegedly being rumored to want to go to the Yankees, is it better for Skeens to go to a big-time market, or better for baseball for him to stay in a small market team and build around him? Because a lot of people are saying...
You said, is it better for him or the
Now, when you say stay in a small market team, does that mean stay in Pittsburgh?
No.
Because that's like what you want.
Essentially, the question was, would you want to see him on the Dodgers or the Yankees?
Listen, I think that what's good for baseball is Paul Skeens being good and him playing on a team that is going to win. because you want to see Paul Skeens in postseason baseball, right?
Yep.
Now, if he goes to the Yankees because they bid the highest for him, if he goes to the Dodgers because they bid the highest for him, he's in postseason. You're going to enjoy watching him, but it's going to be the same old story. I think if he goes and signs with
the Blue Jays,
the Brewers or, he ain't gonna sign with the A's because they're not gonna pay him. But a team that has had some success but not a bigger market team, and he goes and goes in the playoffs and makes is as good as he has been in the. I think that is good for baseball. Now, the problem is he's gonna be very expensive, and some of these smaller market teams are not gonna pay him, and that's not the Yankees' fault. That's not the Dodgers' fault. That's the small market team's fault that has the money that they don't want to spend the money, right? That's the issue with the Pirates. We're small market. You can afford it. Bullshit. You can afford more than you're paying now, but they don't do it. So
already signed him to an extension.
Well, I'm sure they've offered something, but it's probably gonna be way too cheap.
Yeah.
I think the best thing for Paul Skeens and what I would hope he can find his way to is playing competitive, contending, winning baseball that allows you to see him at baseball's most impressive moments. I'll pose this to you on the other side of it. If you want to talk about small market versus big market, do you like Shohei Ohtani less after watching him these last 2 years? After everyone told you he's the best player out there and all you need to see him do is do these things in the postseason, and now he's literally done giant of the game things in the postseason. Do you like him any less?
I like him more.
I'd like to see Paul Skeens get an opportunity to do those things. I'd like to see him get an opportunity to grow his name and grow his legend and grow all of those things. You don't get that when you're out of the season every year in September. You just don't.
Correct.
Right? Unless you're winning these Cy Youngs, and you're still missing out on monumental moments. Mm-hmm. And so whatever that means, wherever that is, I would like to see him get that opportunity, and I personally don't think that is in Pittsburgh.
And a good example is when Mike Trout was in his prime, and he was with the Angels, and he could not make it to the postseason, but he was the best player in baseball. Never got to see him in those moments. And now he's always hurt.
Yeah, well. But, yeah. Yeah, he never got – I feel like I never even saw Mike Trout play unless it was on SportsCenter. The highlight.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yep.
Ask him an NIL young boy. I don't doubt Verge in hiring a football coach. However, if God forbid our Lord and Savior Jay Johnson were to leave, do you trust Verge to hire another baseball coach?
Well, I don't think we need to worry about that right now. I don't think that we need to worry about Jay going anywhere. I think Jay's okay right now. He's the highest paid coach in college baseball. He's going for a back-to-back championships, third championship in 4 years. Let's enjoy what we got.
If you don't trust Verge to hire that baseball coach yet, at least trust him to be able to put the pen to paper and take notes for the next 10. Because he's got a pretty good one, doing a good job. That's going to leave a lot of the keynotes that he needs to see to be able to go get the next guy when it's time to, if ever, you move on from Jay Johnson. So, I'm fine with it. Completely fine with it. Yeah. He'll do a great job. When that time comes, he'll do a great job.
Yeah, they had there were some pictures that came out of Jay Johnson and Verge Osbury chatting it up, and it seemed like they're both very comfortable with each other.
I think they're fine. It's not like Verge has never met Jay Johnson before in his life.
Yeah, but I get the question because he's a football guy.
I get it, but Verge is an LSU guy. And don't let Verge fool you. Verge enjoys baseball.
Verge is an LSU guy who's been around for 30 years in pretty high-ranking positions and capacities.
Y'all know
he's had the chance to talk to some really important people about what to look for and all these things. I promise you, he can get that done.
Do you know when Verge Osbury played football at LSU? Do you?
The 80s?
Nope.
90s?
Early 90s.
When they stunk.
But who did not stink? Baseball. So, for as long as Verge has been around LSU, he has seen the elite baseball program win and win and win. Jay ain't going anywhere, but Verge has seen it. And Verge, it's we're okay.
I don't think it's something that's going to have to address.
No, exactly.
I think Jay is very happy where he is. Willie Green's burner, ask him an M. Has anyone, let's say since 1990, posted a 16-0 mark or a lossless starting season in Major League Baseball with a minimum of 10 starts? Do you think Skeens could do that on the Yankees or Blue Jays or Dodgers?
Say that again?
Has anybody had a career season where they didn't lose a game as a starting pitcher? Minimum 10 starts.
Don't lose a game in Major League Baseball? No, I don't think so. Listen, he's unbelievable. I'd really love to say you can take anything off the table, but baseball's been played for a long ass time, and there's a reason why it hadn't happened. So I would put my bet on that being another part of it. And if he did, once again, that's why you want to see him go to a damn good ball club.
I'm looking it up right now.
That's ChatGPT.
I'm doing it right now. Has there ever been a pitcher go undefeated in a Major League season minimum 10 starts? It's loaded.
It's thinking.
Yes, there have been pitchers in Major League Baseball who finished the season undefeated with 10 or more wins. Though the sample sizes are small and the minimum 10-start position is a bit murky.
I love ChatGPT. Never, I don't know.
Because relief wins and no decisions can muddy things. No decisions does not muddy things. There's some of the acknowledged cases. Tom Zachary went 12-0 in 1929.
That a boy
for the Yankees. Dennis Lamp.
Murder's Row.
Dennis Lamp went 11-0 in 1985 for the Blue Jays. Now, I don't know if these guys are starters. Howie Christ went 10-0 in 1941 for the St. Louis Cardinals in his first full season.
Spitball.
Aaron Small went 10-0 in 2005 for the Yankees in 15 appearances, 9 starts.
Close.
Undefeated season term is kind of shady because many of these pitchers did not make a full major starter workload, 20 starts, 2,200 plus innings, or meet modern qualification thresholds.
Yeah,
so probably not.
Probably not. Baseball played a long time.
Yeah, and no, I do not think he could do that. I mean, listen, you saw some of the greatest seasons on the mound. I mean, what Garrett Cole did his first time in New York, he wasn't getting any run support. Just because you're on a really good team, like sometimes you don't get any run support. I mean, Aaron Nola had some really good seasons where he wasn't getting any runs. It's just
it happens.
One of those things.
Ask Eminem and L, as a fan, from Matthew Conkle, if you had the option to know if your team was going to win another national championship in your lifetime, would you want to find out?
No.
Or keep living and not know?
Living and not know.
Living and not know, man. Like that's awesome, but no. Living and not know. Put me in the moment, Coach. I don't need to know before it happens. Me too.
Because I think we all, especially if you're LSU,
as a fan, put me in the moment.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
I guess if you knew they were going to win one, you just didn't win. I guess you're always in the moment because you know it's going to happen at some point.
Oh, what if you die before? Like, I know what's going to happen. I guess, but that's how fans operate, right? You
always think
pretense. That
I think that they're going to win another national championship in my lifetime.
Yeah, every LSU baseball season, I'm like, they could probably win a national championship.
Correct.
I assume that they're going to get another one.
Correct.
LSU football,
no, I do assume LSU football will win another one. We got another one, or are we done?
Got a couple more.
All right.
From Fonzie. Ask him, how much does it hurt the leader of the team to try and get people to follow him into war when he doesn't show up for work until 9:30?
Well,
when others have been there since 6 or 7.
I mean, that is it's very. Jesus, dude.
It's a dude.
Yeah, I mean, if you're expecting people to follow you and you're not doing
leadership
things that the leaders do, then it's gonna be very hard.
Yeah, I'd say it's problematic. I think it'd be tough to get people to get on board. I think so, and I think that kind of shows. So, hard to be a leader if you don't do leader shit, and that's kind of one-on-one of what leaders should be doing. Kind of crazy. It is what it is, though.
Crazy how that works out.
You just don't get to be one.
Right.
I'm the leader. What'd you do to be a leader? Nothing. Played the position. Quarterback.
Attitude reflects leadership.
Captain.
That was on TV the other night. It was great.
Block for plug, nickel.
What a great movie.
It is. Denzel.
Young. It's crazy how young he was in that.
If Frank Wilson gets a movie made about him, it's Denzel or no one. They remind me of each other to a T.
I don't think Frank's getting a movie made about him.
You don't know that.
I don't. I don't know that. Next question.
Who should play Frank Wilson in a movie
No,
about
that's not the question.
Ask Eminem, NIL Youngboy. Zach Yorkie hitting over/under 20+ bombs this year. Peak male body.
I'm gonna say under.
20's a lot.
Under. Give me like 18.
Yeah, under. I mean, 20 is a lot. 20 is a lot.
Oh,
If he hits 20, you go ahead and just book your stuff right now. They're probably going to be in Omaha. And I'm not saying that they won't be. I'm just saying.
Let me ask you this. This is another question for the group. If somebody were to make a movie about you,
me.
any of us, who would you want to play you?
Chris Farley.
No, dude. I already know. Yours is the easiest thing in the world.
Oh, yeah, you've already told me this. Who is it?
You don't know.
MacGruber.
You don't know who it is?
It's MacGruber.
Will Forte.
Yeah.
You and Will Forte look identical.
But do we act alike?
He was MacGruber. He can act like you, no doubt. You and Will Forte look exactly alike.
Thank you. I'll take it.
Yeah. What about you, Jay?
Why don't you do Jared as well? Who should play Jared?
Yeah, you tell me. Who you got?
I don't know. You don't know who you. I just know MacGruber. Will Forte looks exactly like Lloyd, so it was an easy layup for me for him. I don't know. I don't even know who would play me. I don't look like anybody. I don't think.
What's acting too? Like they would have your personality traits.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know about myself. I don't know.
Who's
Melissa.
Who's the new Captain America?
I don't know.
The guy
I really don't.
New Orleans.
I don't know.
Michael B. Jordan.
No, oh, Michael B. Jordan could be you.
That could be Jared.
Jared B. Jordan.
I was thinking like Denzel or something.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Yes.
We go Michael B. Jordan. I was thinking, something like that.
Isn't Michael B. Jordan the new Captain America?
No, it's the it's the guy from New Orleans. That always does.
Anthony Mackie.
Anthony Mackie. But I think he's so cheesy, so I wouldn't give
Anthony
him.
Mackie, my bad.
I think you're a better actor than him.
I think so too. So whatever.
Anthony Mackie a little darker than me.
Yeah, I don't know who you would be.
Wait, Anthony Mackie's a little darker than you? No shit.
That's what I mean.
You may be Lebanese, but no shit.
He's a little darker than me.
You would be somebody like Chris Evans.
I don't know who I would get. Mark Wahlberg.
Hell yeah.
No, I don't know.
Will Ferrell.
Hey. All right, is that it?
A couple more actually. They're rolling in. Wait, I got lost. Hold on.
I really don't know. There's no one that really looks like me. Or I don't look like anybody else.
Here we are.
Even though people do think, I've been told this like 6 different times. Hey, I saw you on Pat McAfee show. I'm like, no, you didn't.
AJ Hawk?
They think I look like AJ Hawk.
I guess the jaw.
Maybe in the nose, maybe. I don't know.
Real Cro-Magnon.
But I'm like, I definitely do. I don't think I look like AJ Hawk.
You talk more.
Yeah. Personality's a little different than AJ.
I like AJ Hawk. Some people.
I like AJ Hawk.
I think he's hilarious.
If you don't know his humor, then you don't think he's funny. But
exactly.
he's funny.
You're not listening. He's funny.
He's very sarcastic and very dry, and he says things and he doesn't make facial expressions, and it's great.
And he say something way out of bounds. You're like, what? Like,
correct.
You know what you just did.
Correct.
Yeah, it's great. Ask Eminem. Sabion Green. Who do y'all think a dark horse would be for LSU baseball this year? Like a player. Don't say it.
What?
Dark horse for what?
Like a dark horse that isn't, somebody that hasn't made an impact yet that you would expect to make an impact. Like not one of the atypical stars or the typical star, excuse me. Like what you have like a Stephen Miles.
William Schmidt.
Yeah.
John Pearson.
Yeah. Like that call too.
Yeah. Is that it?
Ask Eminem. If you get Nick Saban back to coach LSU football, would you do it if the catch was bring Smoke of All back to be the LSU baseball coach?
No.
Wait, say that again. I couldn't hear you.
If you bring Nick Saban back, but the catch is you have to hire Smoke Laval to be the baseball coach.
Man, get out of here, man. Next question. No.
All right. I think we are. Oh, ask him them.
Oh, last one, the buzzer.
A buzzer. Even if you have shit to do, if this movie comes on your TV, you're stopping and watching every time. Could be Remember the Titans.
I
Life.
Oh, yeah, hell
life
yeah.
is definitely it.
You got something. You want your corn?
But this,
Of course I want my cornbread. I'm from New York City. Oh, get your hands away.
jingling.
I'll be the pappy.
I love When Life's On. I definitely watch that. But
It's a great TV movie also.
you know, it's a great TV movie, and it's always on, and so it's just top of my head because it was on the other night. The Replacements.
Oh, that's a
Every
great pull.
time the
Yeah.
Replacements are on, I watch it. Every time.
Love
it's just
that.
always on TV. It's just one of those things. It's like,
Hard to turn off.
yep.
Yeah. I Remember the Titans is on that. Friday Night Lights is on there.
But you don't see those aren't on TV
Right.
as often, right? So the Replacements are always on TNT,
is.
always.
Yep. Fast. Oh, what's the other one? He escapes prison.
Oh, like not like a
I mean,
He-
Morgan
Bill-
Freeman's in it.
he digs a hole through the wall.
Yeah.
What, why am I drawing a
I
blank?
don't know. That's why I asked you because I couldn't-
Shawshank Redemption.
That's on TV a ton.
Yeah, I like Shawshank, but that's intense. Like that's very.
Yeah.
That's like
It's
you gotta like watch that. You got the Green Mile, same thing. You gotta like
Walk in.
yeah. Yeah.
Fast and Furious.
But like the Replacements is just you can have in the background. You know what's happening. You can pay attention to it when
Laugh.
you want to. Yeah.
Like that.
Life's great too, though.
Jim Carrey would play Lloyd. Theo Vaughn for Lloyd. Or Pauly Shore.
Pauly Shore.
I'll take that. He was great in the Army now.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
That's a good one.
Yeah, he was. All right. Appreciate.
Gridiron Gang. That's a nice one. That is on TV a good bit.
I don't ever watch that.
You've never seen it?
I have seen it, but I don't. I mean, that's not. One
No,
that
but it's
I
one
like.
that I've seen.
I'll skip through that. One.
Oh, Longest Yard.
That is another. I was just thinking about that.
Mhm.
I'll watch that one too.
Major
all right.
League.
Yes. Appreciate the Ask Mikey.
Mulan.
Stop. Appreciate the Ask Mikey and Mitch questions. Let's get to the Seggies. Mistake of the day, Lloyd.
Mistake of the day. Brought to you by Mik'd Up.
Brought to you by the Alumni Hall.
Alumni Hall. If you're going to Alumni Hall, don't do this because we want you to arrive safe and sound. But there are people that take certain courtesies on two-wheeled vehicles that think they are.
I'm always like, yeah. They're very brave.
They're reckless.
Yes.
And it seems like that was when you'd be the most careful because you're very exposed, right? But I guess they have a different type of brain that would make them want to be exposed on a roadway where no people can't drive. It's insane. I've heard you on the phone when people are driving. Not the happiest customer. Christmas time, just jump.
Wow. At least he was running around, didn't he? Was
Yeah, adrenaline's a hell of a drug.
some burns, but
He's okay,
wow,
I assume.
Where was that? Do you know?
I can look it up.
that's wild.
That's crazy. That's
I thought that
wild.
was fake.
Nope. Yeah, stop, drop, and roll. It was in Salinas. Where is that?
California, maybe?
Yeah, maybe so.
Oh,
I
he
think
got a ticket. Damn.
No shit. No shit. He got a ticket.
Damn.
All right, we got a show curtain call, right?
Yes, we do.
Show curtain call. We mentioned it earlier. Breaking news. Paul Skeens. I have two links in there. Do the top one first.
Ooh.
Paul Skeens, unanimous choice
weird.
for NL Cy Young. There's 30 votes. He got all 30 votes. Second was Christopher Sanchez for the Phillies. And third was Yamamoto for the Dodgers. Quick, funny story about Christopher Sanchez. Me and Christopher Sanchez were on the same team in Philly when I for COVID. We were both in the alternate site. I took Christopher Sanchez deep 3 times in the alternate site. This when he was young and up and coming. I taught him some lessons, obviously. He's been very good since that. But Paul Skeens.
What not to do?
Paul Skeens,
Don't throw that shit.
all 30 votes. Unanimous decision. Now, second video, I want to play because we some notable faces in this video.
Oh, okay. Ah, there is.
Tell me if you can point them all out. First of all, just look on the couch. His dad, his mom, Paul, Livy, and then who's on the right?
Will Helmers.
Watch the reaction of Will Helmers. He's kind of funny, but he's very funny. But watch the reaction.
Congratulations. He is your National League Cy Young Award winner. Doug, thank you again for the help there. All Skeens, congratulations. He is your National League Cy Young Award winner. Doug, thank you again for the help there. So from one former Pittsburgh Pirate, Doug Drabek, to a now current.
How'd he get on the couch?
He's in prime position right there.
It's celebratory.
Prime
He's the
position.
only one with a beer in his hand, too.
Of course.
I've noticed.
I'm surprised he wasn't doing some cooking
Congratulations.
stuff.
He is your National League.
Like he knew it.
Of
course. He knew it, so he's like trying to act.
Thank you again for the help there. So
Congratulations to Paul Skeens. Congratulations to all the everybody there got to enjoy.
Big slug.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Thought that was very funny.
I concur on that. Congrats, Paul.
I saw
Yes,
the video
indeed.
and I was like, damn, that's funny.
Of course. He's
funny.
everywhere.
That's compared to what he was last year. When he won Rookie of the Year.
She's very good at this.
You just learned a little bit, you just get a little bit more
That's
from people.
That's it. Oh, congratulations to Paul. Obviously, much deserved, first of many. Tarek Skubal, back-to-back Cy Youngs in the AL. What?
I can't read it, but it's the chat.
Oh. All right. That's all we got for you on this beautiful Wednesday night. We'll be back live in studio on Friday from 1 to 2-ish. Enjoy the rest of your night. Enjoy Thursday night football tomorrow. Hopefully nothing crazy. Maybe hopefully something crazy happens between now and Friday. If it does, we'll have all of the reactions here on Mik'd Up. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you can't watch us, but you like listening to us, we're anywhere you get your pods. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. See you on Friday. Peace.
Yeah. Get him up.
I gave it too much and freaked out. I didn't know what to do.
Confetti. Later, boys.